So this is episode 31, and this one is just talking about the stuff in regard to building the windscreen that is not in the handbooks. So here we have one of the rails that goes in the side window, well, on the side support. So this goes in the bottom of here, and in the middle it tells you that it's held in by two rivets. So the rivets go in here and here. Now the new ones I got also had holes in the end here and here. So as you can see here, the strip goes all the way to the end. The strip goes all the way to the end, and it has another hole in here. And then there's the flat strip that goes up the guts of the rubber seal. So when you rivet to get the out, you drill the old rivets out, and then you have to put the new rivets in. So when you put the new rivets in, they obviously go in like this, but then a typical normal rivet gun won't go in, right? So I've got this rivet gun here, which I've had since I was a boy, many years ago, and this is the only one that would go into that gap. So just showing you here, right? So that goes in here. So that is the only one that fitted in between the rail, and the back here. And when you compress the rivet, right, because the way the rivet gun works, it pulls the rivet out of the hole to meet the rivet gun, so that it draws the center through the rivet. So when you do that, you bend these. So you have to then flick them out, which I did with this. So I'll put in here, and then you can flick them out and straighten these up, so that the rubber seal will then slide down the middle. So the new rivets that I have, which is regarded as what I would think a standard rivet, wherever it's gone now, but the standard rivets, the head of the rivet stands up slightly inside here, and it's also pulled the rivet out so that you know it's pronounced inside. So what I had to do then was I got this little attachment here, and I put this down the middle of here and then punched the rivet back down into the hole. So it's already formed tension in the hole because the rivet head has been compressed inside the back of the rivet. But then this pushes it down back into because this was still loose when the rivet had been, when I tightened the rivet and snapped the rivet off. So you have to punch this back in with this to push the rivet back into the hole and hold this firmly onto the side of the screen. And then, as it was shown in the on another video I watched, you mark the hole at the end on the side here and here, and then what I did was I drilled the holes in the rubber. So then you end up with a little hole in there, a drill hole, and then the screw goes through the rubber into the seal and into the hole in the actual frame itself. So some people, they cut them, and then they have like a little flap here, and the flap goes up. So I just drilled them. So the drill just leaves a little tiny hole. And the other end, I cut that off as per the pattern of the one that I took off, so that it's right. It's the right angle and the right length. And then this one here, and then I'm going to put a bit of Celastic in the end of here to stop any water going down inside the seal. In hindsight, I think that what I might have done might have been a bit better, but it would require then 2 more holes in the middle, would be to drill the holes and then have 4 screws holding these in. So then you get it all in, and you're not messing around with rivets. But the original spec had rivets, so that's the way I've done this. The other bit, so that's the rivet gun. These are the 2 rails. Pretty flimsy. That's why I got new ones, because one of these are cracked. I replaced them, Now on the screen itself, these are another thing that people just sort of flick through it, right, as something that, you know, maybe you do or you don't do. Just so to show you the brackets, this is how the bracket goes, right? So it's cranked so that you have the gap here. So when you slide the side screen in, it goes in like that. This is the wrong side. Right, so that slides in like so, and then you can put your screws in. So that's how it goes together. So just so you know, this is all cranked and bent to suit a left and a right hand side. So these, I could not find a part number for these, and these are 2 short screws. So you have 2 short screws, and then you have 2 long screws. So the 2 long screws go in here, through here, into there, and then they clamp the sides frame into this. So that's why you have the 2 long screws on the outside and the 2 short screws on the inside. Because if you put the long screws on the inside by accident, they can go through into the seal and they can hit the glass and crack the glass. So it's something you need to be aware of. I've also used a bit of anti-seize on all of this, and I've painted these with cold galvo because I couldn't find these as a part number. So I don't know. I've seen people who've made them, but I doubt that they'll be really as good as the original. So yeah, that's all about. So the 2 of them are done now. I've painted and repaired them both, and then when you put them in, then they tighten up. So yeah. So that's just a few bits and pieces that I've found while I've been doing the screens that I haven't found in books and manuals, and even, you know, the restoration manual. There's nothing covering the top, so the top bracket, because people just flick through it. So all this has been installed now. So these are now ready to put the rubber seal around the window and the windscreen, and then I'm going to start rebuilding the screen. I just wanted to do a short video on the little bits and pieces that I've just had to find out for myself and that maybe people don't know about. Okay, that should do.